Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey there.
Hey, nice spot, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's great, especially because of that thing over there. You know what's in there? Corn.
Really? Wow, I could go for some corn.
You're dark, Raj.
I don't care.
Hey everybody, welcome to Studio 64. My name's David and I've been searching the interzones for some more science, space and tech news to share with you. And I found this over at Science Alert. Yes. Crows can actually count out loud, amazing new study finds. Yes. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yes, it's no secret that corvids are capable of some amazing feats of creative and intelligent thinking, but a newly discovered ability has us stunned. A team of scientists has shown that crows can count out loud, producing a specific and deliberate number of caws in response to visual and auditory cues. Now, while other animals such as honeybees have shown an ability to understand numbers, this specific manifestation of numeric literacy has not yet been observed in any other non-human species. Ooh, wow, this is really interesting. As I say, I'm not a scientist, but is there any ornithologists, bird scientists? I can't even... Yeah, anyone out there who wants to comment on this, would be great. We'd love to hear from them. This is intensely interesting. Producing a specific number of vocalizations with purpose requires a sophisticated combination of numerical abilities and vocal control, writes the team of researchers led by neuroscientist Diana Liao of the University of Tübingen in Germany. Now, whether this capacity exists in animals other than humans is yet unknown. We show that crows can flexibly produce variable numbers of 1 to 4 vocalizations in response to arbitrary cues associated with numerical values. Now, the ability to count aloud is distinct from understanding numbers. It requires not only that understanding, but purposeful vocal control with the aim of communication. Humans are known to use speech to count numbers and communicate quantities, an ability taught young. Now, when toddlers are learning to count, learning the specific numbers associated with specific quantities can take a bit of time to master. In the interim, children can sometimes use random numbers to make a vocal tally. Instead of counting 1, 2, 3, they might say 1, 1, 4, 3, 10, 1. The number of vocalizations is correct, but the words themselves are jumbled. Now, the biological origin of symbolic counting is unknown, but since crows are known to understand difficult numerical concepts such as zero, Liao and colleagues thought that they represented a good candidate for investigating more sophisticated number skills. Very, very interesting. Huh. Yeah, that's amazing. They conducted their study on 3 carrion crows, Corvus carone, which the researchers trained to produce a variable number of vocalizations between 1 and 4, upon being shown an arbitrary symbol or audio cue. Now, once they had produced the requisite number of caws, the crows then had to pick a target to signify that they were done. Now, all three crows, the researchers found, were able to produce the correct number of caws in response to the cues, with the occasional error mostly presenting as 1 caw too many or too few. Now, this, the researchers say, is similar to the way human toddlers count, using a non-symbolic approximate number system that is planned in advance before the first vocalization. Now, interestingly, the timing and sound of the first vocalization in a sequence were linked to how many vocalizations were made subsequently, and each vocalization in a sequence had acoustic features specific to its place in that sequence. Now, this feat is especially impressive for crows, since deliberate vocalizations are more difficult to produce and have longer reaction times than, say, pecks or head movements. Now, it could indicate a previously unknown channel for avian communication in the wild. Chickadees, for instance, produce greater number of D sounds in their alarm calls for larger predators. Yes, wouldn't it be interesting to find that not just birds, but different animals are able to... We know that different animals can communicate, but just because we don't understand their language, does it necessarily mean it's not of a higher level than we think? Now, not necessarily the complexity of human language, but maybe it is quite high. And maybe it is high. Maybe you look at something like whale song or something like that. Or more, is that a higher level of language than humans, or is it similar? Just because we don't understand the language, it's going to make it a little bit difficult to find out on what level it is. I mean, in this case, it looks like it's the level of a toddler in the case of crows. But, it's really interesting to ponder the thoughts, and that could lead to, in the future, if we ever discover life on another planet, having these linguistic understandings might help us communicate better with extraterrestrials. But what would be interesting, typical humans, are we going to relate them to say that the avians were the dominant species on a particular planet? So they got the birds running around as the intelligent species. Being typical humans, are we going to think, well, they're just birds, let's communicate with them, let's throw them some breadcrumbs or something. And, they're a more advanced species, so what are they going to do? Put out their laser weapons and annihilate us or something? Because we treat them like they're, birds on Earth with the mentality of a toddler. Wouldn't surprise me. Human beings, what could you do? Our results demonstrate that crows can flexibly and deliberately produce an instructed number of vocalizations by using the approximate number system, a non-symbolic number estimation system shared by humans and animals, the researchers write in their paper. Now, this competency in crows also mirrors toddlers' enumeration skills before they learn to understand cardinal number words, and may therefore constitute an evolutionary precursor of true counting, where numbers are part of a combinatorial symbol system. The research has been published in Science. Yeah, interesting science. Is very, very, I've read it quite a bit. It's actually amazing. Again, not a scientist myself, no formal qualifications. I'm just passionate about science. And I'll leave a link to the main article as usual below the video, so you can pop in and you can check out these embedded links like this one here for the magazine Science. Very, very interesting indeed. And as I always say, science surprises me all the time. The fact that we can, well, not in a good way, that with our research we can come up with things like this, because it just amazes me. And hopefully we'll learn a lot from this, and then we can go on and apply that to, linguistics in other areas. But I think we've got to figure out how to communicate with each other a little more effectively first as humans. We don't seem to do it very well, do we? How do we communicate with each other? Would you use speech? Yes, and sometimes big rockets with bombs on them. It's fascinating. I wonder if crows have the same problem. All right, well, my name is David. Thanks for joining me for another Studio 64 Science, Space and Tech News update. I shall see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it if you're up for it. Drop a comment down below the video, because I'd love to hear what you think. All right, take care, and as I always say, if you can't be good at it. And always have a coffee. And as I also always say...
I say, we've been puttering around this fat farm for hours. I've had enough.
Hey, Stewie, they got... Stewie? Oh, my God, he's gone! Has anyone seen my son? Hello? Hey, it's the crows from Dumbo. Hey, you guys seen my son?
Well, I done seen about everything, but I sure enough ain't seen your boy no-how.
Ah, that's good old-fashioned family racism.